Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another episode of Sea Dogs to Each His Own. Now that we have finished with all the main quests here on this island, we're going to get on our new ship, which is a lugger, and it's not a very big ship, not a very good ship, but at least we have a ship now, and we're going to head off to Fayday. However, as you will see, we have a bit of a sea battle going on, so this is actually the first sea battle. If you guys enjoy this episode, please don't forget to support me by hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and why not check out some of my other videos on the channel, who knows, you might just enjoy them. So by the looks of it, it looks like we are dealing with a Tartan. And my aim is going to be to try and board it. That means I'm going to be using the chain shot, or the clip holes, as they are called in this game. Which, as you can see, is actually harder to hit the ship than it actually looks, because my crew don't know how to fire these things. And we're not really far from the lugger anyways. Sorry, I meant the what is it, a Tartan. That's it. We're not far from the Tartan as it is anyways. I'm gonna use the clipples to try and hit their sails so that they are unable to run away, and then the plan is to get close enough to the Tartan so that we can use the buckshot, or in other words the grape shot, to sort out the crew and then board it. Because I don't have captains or officers, actually, I cannot capture the ship, which kind of sucks, because I would have loved to have captured it and then sell it off for some money, but that's not an option. However, if I do board it, I do manage to recover some of my ammunition and gunpowder and maybe some food, some medicine, and some other bits and pieces. I doubt I'll have very much, but something is better than nothing. Oh, I am not hitting them, am I? That is a problem with small ships. They are very hard to hit, especially their sails. Obviously, I'm also trying to avoid his cannonballs, because I don't want much damage to my ship. I don't have a lot of money at this moment, and I'm trying to avoid as much damage to the ship as possible. As you can see, it's quite mobile, that little Tartan. It's basically a bigger fishing boat with two sails and some little tiny cannons on it. And at this current time, it is still a threat. So I'm going to go and try and get closer to the Tartan. Maybe my crew might hit the sails a bit. Maybe that'll do. I hope. Come on. Oh my lord, my crew are so bad at aiming. And this will happen even with bigger ships. They just cannot hit for anything, these guys. So that's what happens when you start off in these sort of games, particularly the ones developed by Aquila. So when you start off with your ship, when you finally get a ship, your aim is awful, and that's understandable because you have never captained a ship. So therefore, you and your crew aren't really working synchronously. However, as you progress the game, your captain's abilities, or your character's abilities, will get better, and life on the seas will be a lot easier. Oh my gosh, that was awful. Awful, awful, awful. He's actually landing more hits on me than I am on him. Anyways, my plan from here on, well, obviously we're going to make our way to Fayday. At least that's the plan. We need to continue with the main quest. However, the way I'm going to make my money in this game predominantly will be by attacking ships and capturing their ship and goods, selling off the goods, selling off the cannon, selling off the ship. Obviously making the necessary repairs, and we've got a fire on board, which kind of sucks. That is the way I've always made my money in these particular games. Obviously, we will also carry on with the missions as well, because I think they pay out quite nicely. Oh, he's doing so much damage to me and I'm barely hitting him. This is so annoying. I mean, I could get close to him and try and board him, but the problem is he's going to end up with a nasty battle. But that way I might run the risk of losing most of my crew because I am not yet skilled as a captain, and so therefore neither are my crewmen. We have done some damage to his sails. I'm not really happy with the amount of damage because he can still get away from us. And the idea behind me using the chain shot is to try and reduce his mobility and his ability to run away. And then we get close enough, we use the chain, not the chain shot, the grape shot, sort out his crew, and then we board him. That's the plan of attack, and that will generally be the plan of attack for any ship that I encounter, unless it is a small tartan like this. And if I'm on a bigger vessel, it's not really worth trying to board and capture because it doesn't bring in any sort of money when you sell it. However, I will board them if I do have a bigger ship and take all the goods, sink the ship. But at the beginning, I will take whatever I can get. And we're finally doing some damage to his sails. So this is starting to look better for us. It's just annoying that I have to use so much ammunition and gunpowder to achieve this. He seems to be wanting to run away now. And the good thing about the Tartan is it doesn't have cannons that face aft and fore, so that is promising. Now, because I had my sails pulled up, he hasn't done any damage to my sails, meaning I can give chase and get close to him, whereas he's, as you can see, struggling to run away. Oh, come on, guys. Please hit the sails. I'm just going to go for the buckshot now. Or grape shot. Come on. I have to be very careful because he's got a decent amount of crew, enough to do damage to my crew if we do board him now. So, that's it. That's the one. And obviously he's getting further away, so we're going to miss most of our shots. It's only a little thingy, and my guys do need glasses, I guess. Also, as we progress through the game, you'll see that a lot of captains will end up surrendering as we get better and better at sea battles. Obviously, I know what I need to do. As a player, I would say I'm fairly skilled at doing this. However, as it is a part of the game, my character does need to gain those skills. And that is what we will be working towards as we progress through the quest lines. So now, I've slowed down time to normal, and I'm going to try and board him. Oh. That was not what I wanted to do. Go on. Board. Take no prisoners. I'm so glad he didn't have a musket salvo. That would have really hurt my crew. But yeah, he did want to fight us, I guess. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to shoot you, buddy. Oops. That was bad of me. Bad. And now that all the enemy crew are dead, I am just going to go around looting absolutely everything. Now, I don't really remember what these things look like and where the lootable locations are, so I do have to remember every location. I'm going to go through all of these doors that do give loot. Now, obviously, these won't sell for a lot at the merchant, but they do bring in a nice amount of money once you start to stockpile them. And that's the idea behind looting them. But like a single item that we get from these things, if we were to go and sell them, we wouldn't really get that much. However, when you do start stockpiling them and have like tens and maybe hundreds of a specific item and go and sell them, you do get a nice hefty amount of money. Obviously, it depends on what you get. So, for example, now if I had a captain, I could assign a captain to the Tartan, which would have then made it my own. And I have suffered heavy losses in terms of crew. Unfortunately, I don't have a captain available to assign to the Tartan, so that means I'm going to have to sink it, which is a bit of a shame, because that would have brought a hefty amount of money. Oh dearie. Oh well. I mean, later on, the value of the Tartan doesn't really cover a lot, but because we are at the beginning and we don't have very much money, I would have liked to have captured it and sold it.
The left side, ready to fire.
Okay, so let's go to the map. And with that being said and done, let's go and do some exploration. I'm gonna go and speak to Fede, and later on we'll get some missions from him. I do need to get some crew and my ship repaired. I mean, it isn't looking like it's in a very bad state, but I'd rather not go on the sea in this state, because who knows what we will encounter. As you can see, my health bar, which is the red bar, isn't all that good. And I've lost some crewmen, which I'm hoping to replenish from the support once we get in it. There we go. That should sort the problem out. Quick visit to the tavern, and one thing that I've noticed with this game is every time you do go into the tavern, you do run the risk of losing an officer. Not a big problem, we don't really have officers to lose, but later on that will become a bit of a problem. So I'll speak to this guy. I want to get my ship repaired.
Our dockyards are the envy of all our competitors.
No, I guess not. Okay, never mind. I guess we can't repair our ship yet. Oh, that really sucks. Well, let's see if there are any people that we can recruit. Any sailors? No officers as far as I can tell.
Succulent food, refreshing beverages, and cozy bed at your service.
So you don't want to give me any crewmen. Oh my lord. Right, let's see what these guys are. No, we don't want you. I mean, I don't really know which ones are the officers, so I'm going to go and talk to all these guys, but I don't think any of these guys are officers. I think I have enough money to recruit one, maybe two officers. That would be good. We really need a cannoneer, a boarder, that would do good, a purser, which will help us with the amount of money we make off stuff that we sell. And obviously we buy goods at a better price, but there isn't anything around here. I'm going to quickly go to the shop and see if there is anything that we can sell. What did we get off? Okay, so we got some sailcloth and some planks. We don't need that many cannons. Sell some of these. I'm not going to be using cannons a lot, so I do want a lot of grape shot, especially seeing as my guys are a bit blind and they miss a lot. Food, we're alright. get rid of this and that. We've got a decent amount of rum, gunpowder. Yeah, that looks okay. I think we've sold all the stuff that we didn't need. It's time to go and pay Fayday a visit. I really don't like the fact that I'm heading off to sea with a lugger that has damage to it. So quick check of the logbook. Okie dokie. Alright, yeah. So it turns out that the guy that came to speak to us, who wanted us to go to the pirate settlement, were basically luring us in there to attack our ship, possibly to board us, whatever. We dealt with it. We couldn't capture the ship. It sucks, but whatever. You know, we're still alive. They're not. And I have the luck of sailing against the wind, so that's gonna be a bit longer than I expected it. I'm gonna go up to this port here and see if I can repair my ship and top up my crew. That would be very beneficial. Alright, we have a pirate behind us, which is a bit how can I say this? I'd love to fight him. I don't have the officers to fight him because I cannot board him, so it's kind of useless for me. Let's see, what have we got here in the tavern? Okay, alright. Okay, drunk. Nope. I'm gonna be doing this until I get used to recognizing what the officers look like in this game.
Come on, out with it. What do you have there? You definitely got luck on
Okay,
your
no,
side,
we don't want
sir.
anything. Obviously, I don't think this guy will have any sailors. It's a bit late,
Succulent food,
so we'll sleep here until morning.
and cozy bed at your service.
Now, I know you can't loot this bedroom if you want to. Ouch, booby trap. I'm not going to spend time doing it, but yeah, this is stuff that you can get from here. You don't really get anything good. There's normally stuff on the table, and there's normally stuff around here that you can loot. It does vary, obviously, from one day to another, so... Okay, you've not got anything special to say. I think we spoke to these guys. I just want to see if any new officers have come into the tavern. Sometimes they do come in overnight, and you'll find different people in the morning, but I think these are all the same people that we spoke to last night.
So, whose street is it today?
They seem to look like the same people that we spoke to last night. Okay, never mind. Let's just go. At the moment, I am, as I said, desperate for some officers. Maybe 2 would do us good enough to get us on our merry way. That would be very beneficial. Now, I know there's a pirate that is going to come towards us. Half of me wants to fight him, the other half doesn't. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, had a bit of a break there. Went for a quick break. Back again. And we are going to continue with the mission. The idea is we have to make our way up and speak to Fayday, but I have not been able to get an officer. That does suck. I want to see if there are merchants around here. Here he is. So let's ask him about the money that he owes our brother.
Come forward, dear fella. Have a visit. Bring you tantalizing rumors of other outlandish jolly factions. Out with it. Go the whole hog. I just like the voice acting. I mean, it's a bit... You can definitely sense the Russian accent in it. But whatever, it's alright. I'm happy with it. So I'm just quickly rereading the quest just to remind myself what he says. And I think basically what's happened is he's been robbed and all his valuables and possessions have gone, including money and a collection of expensive swords and daggers and all that. So he doesn't have a lot to offer us to repay his large debt. But he will offer us a very valuable dagger. Which as of yet, I don't really know what it does. But he says it's valuable. So let's see. So he kind of tells us that he's been robbed twice. There was another character that came to rob him. The guy caught him and he's now in prison awaiting his sentence. Okay, with that being said and done, we now have the thing. The dagger, which is not going to give us any money if we sell it. And people have said not to sell it from the forums that I've read. So apparently it might have some use later on. So we're going to ask him about the guy that robbed him the second time that he's caught and is now in jail. Okay, so he's asked us if he sees any, he's also asked us if we see any of his possessions to bring them back to him. As if. And what else are you saying there, buddy? Obviously, I'm not going to read them out loud, so I'll let you guys read them. You can pause the video. If I am going a bit too fast, I'm just going to read them silently. So now we need to go to the prison and ask for permission to visit the guy that's in the prison. So where is the prison? That looks like the prison, I guess. No? I have no idea where the prison is, because that one kind of looks like the port, or the, what you call it, the harbor master. Oh, I nearly went in. Let's talk to this guy, ask for permission. If you do just go in, you will upset the guards and you will end up dying. So we need to ask for permission. We have got permission from this guy to go and talk to the prisoner. It's our responsibility to be.
And I don't remember where he was now. Nope, I don't think he's here.
Possibly. No, you're not it. Ah, there you are.
The word of Moscow is stronger than iron.
I am going to scroll through these fairly slowly so people can read them. I'm not going to do any reading. And he's basically explaining to us why he stole from Fayday and that he's an outcast from his tribe, and he was only doing it to try and get some money because he was hungry. And obviously that's landed him in prison, and he's about to be sent to the gallows or whatever it's called. Now we need to convince Fayday to let the prison release him. Obviously Fayday is a well-connected guy, and okay, so that is a prison. I thought that was the harbor office, but whatever. So we're going to speak to Fayday.
What brings you this neck of the woods, fine fella? Well-intentioned, I hope. What can I do for you?
Okay, so I don't remember. Did he give us anything to... Do we need to speak to this guy to tell us how to release him?
Come on in. Have a seat. Make yourself at home.
Okay, so I think we need to speak to this guy to probably run back to Fayday. Then he'll probably ask for some sort of a ransom, which we'll have to pay. And once we've paid him, then we have to get a letter from Fayday, take it back to the officer. Officer will release the Indian. And this is going to become our first officer.
What brings you this neck of the woods, fine fella? Well-intentioned, I hope. What can I do for you?
Oh yes, I remember. He wants payment in doubloons. That's what he does. He wants it in doubloons, not in pesos.
You made the right choice in deciding
So we'll have to buy some doubloons from this guy. Trying to remember which one is the option for buying and selling doubloons. I think it might be this one. Okay, so he's got the doubloons. So I think he wants 100 doubloons, doesn't he? And that is a royal ripoff. That's a lot of money. Oh my lord, I lost so much money. I want to see what else he's got. Maybe I can sell some stuff. Just out of curiosity. Okay, cool. These things don't really bring in a lot of money. Alright, well, we do have the money to pay off Fayday for the Indians release, and I am going to end the episode here, folks, as I am going to try and keep these episodes at around 30 minutes long. If you have enjoyed this episode, please do not forget to support me and this video series by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and why not check out some of my other videos on the channel. Who knows, you might just enjoy them. Until next time, stay safe folks.